Welcome to the podcast. On today's show, we're with Pizza Girl. Caroline, thanks for joining. For people who don't know, what does your business do?
My business does so many things now. It started out as an organic pasta sauce company.
Okay.
Because I was very confused. I grew up in a restaurant family, a pizza restaurant family called D'Amore's Pizza.
Which we've all been to.
Which everybody in LA has been to. They all know how good it is. But watching all of the ups and downs of the brick and mortar, it kind of led me down a path of rebellion against brick and mortar. And I started in jarred. I did it all backwards, basically.
Okay.
I took $5,000 and thought that was going to be enough to do a startup company and launched my pasta sauces in supermarkets across
Like
the
a real
country.
CPG brand. You really wanted to go after it.
brand,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Okay. That didn't work at $5,000.
It did work.
It did work.
It did work.
Okay.
It got me in a lot of debt and a lot of trouble and a lot of
Wow.
crazy shit I had to get through. But I'm here today and my sauce is still on the shelves of the very first supermarket that ever took me, which was Erewhon.
Wow.
So it worked,
It
technically.
worked out. What was the thing about the sauce that you wanted to change? Like, what didn't you like about the sauces on the market or the sauces they were using on the pizza?
One thing that really pissed me off about the Italian food space in general is that there is no female presence unless it's like grandma.
Like the nonnas.
And the the dudes are basically like jacking the grandma image and using it for their marketing.
Wow.
But I just hated that there was no mom present. Like the women that are actually buying this every day and feeding it to their kids and care about the ingredients and care about all of it. And I had a lot of anti-female feelings growing up in an Italian male-dominated family. It was kind of like, oh, the girl, what does she know, So
Wow.
for me, it was really, and then my very first meeting with an investor was a woman. And she said to me, great concept, but I'll never invest in a company with the name girl in it.
Why?
This was before the Me Too movement, and this was when women really felt like they had to almost be men to be taken seriously. They could not be women.
Yeah.
And I am girl power all the way. And I said to that woman, I said, well, not only is it going to be called Pizza Girl, but everything's going to be fucking pink. And I went hard on the girly aspect.
Okay.
Because if you look at not only the sauce aisle, it's all Rayo's, Newman's, Carbone. You have to be like a Tony or
Interesting.
a Joey to
Yeah.
have a legitimate product. And I just think that that's bullshit.
Joey bag of
So I made my
donuts.
labels pink. And I, made sure everybody knew this was made by a girl who grew up in an Italian family, who knows what is delicious, with no added sugars, no bad oils, no garbage like my grandmother did, and sautéed, and doesn't taste like you have to add all this shit to it, and
That's
actually
crazy.
is delicious.
I
And then
never
if
actually thought about this until this moment.
and then look at the brick and mortar space. It's
Yeah.
all like Prince and this
Papa.
and that and
Papa
Tony's
Gino's,
and whatever.
Domino's.
Yeah, where is, the girl who actually cares about the ingredients and, without it being some shitty cauliflower bullshit. You know what I mean? This is
interesting.
real Italian, delicious pizza,
Yeah.
but without the machismo.
I had never considered that. That's such a powerful I'd never really thought about that. It's interesting so Brooke, I don't know if you know Brooke from Good Milk. She dyes her hair pink when she fundraises.
That's so interesting.
And I thought it was
only when she fundraises?
Only when she's fundraising, because it's almost like a statement to the investors, who are mostly men, as I'm fully owning who I am.
Yeah.
And it's kind of amazing. And so that whenever it's fundraising season, because she's
It's funny
rocking
because
pink hair.
I speak on that a lot now. I tell people be exactly who you are because there's only one of you.
Yeah.
And we're all trying to be what we think that they want, and ultimately they don't want that. You know what I mean? They
so
want
fascinating.
this unique individual. There's a billion pizza places out there and they all look the same. So mine is bright fucking pink and it's just stands out.
Yeah.
It's me.
When did you start the pizza side of it?
And my
So you had
hair,
the
by the way, I
sauce.
can't change it. She's lucky she can change hers.
You can't change it?
It's pink for at least until I'm like a grandma, I think.
Why is that?
My investor, everybody's like, there's no changing it because I was
It's
on
part
the
of your
Gordon.
identity?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was on the Gordon Ramsay show.
Okay.
I came in runner up, and I had pink hair, and my very first photo shoot had pink hair, and I literally, you guys, I let the pink wash out for 2 days because I haven't been feeling well, and this little fucking kid came up to me at this event, and he was like, "I thought the pizza girl had pink hair." He was angry.
I love this.
And I literally went back and dyed my hair.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you decided to open up your first shop, what was the impetus for that?
So listen, I should have started in brick and mortar, right? It would
Okay.
have legitimized everything else I was doing. But I was running from the heartache that I endured through brick and mortar from my father, making life very difficult.
You mean like as a kid?
As a kid,
Right.
but also like growing up in it, being called the pizza girl every which way when I didn't want to be, you know?
Because your family was known for that. Interesting. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you know, my mom died when I was 5. I had a single dad. And the one thing I will say about my dad is he tried his best and he had 4 little girls all by himself.
4 of you.
Yeah. When my mom died, we were 4, 5, 7, and 11. And he really was out here all on his own. He came out from Boston, you know, and had to figure out how to be a single dad and raise a company and kids at the same
That's
time.
crazy. And provide for you guys.
Yeah, and provide. And there was no extra, let's just say. He had to do it all on his own.
Yeah.
So that time, I really, you know, my heart is in it for him for that time, for sure. I think that, you know, once I tried to come up in the business and realized I wasn't getting anywhere, no one was listening to me, I then opened my first D'Amore's in West Hollywood with my ex-husband. And then I lost that in the divorce. He got my restaurant with my name on it because I just didn't want to fight anymore. You know, he had big lawyers.
my
He had family
God.
money.
Yeah.
He was able to absolutely crush me. He left me
Yeah.
$200,000 in debt with 0 alimony, 0 child support. I was on a friend's couch for 6 months. Okay.
Holy
I
shit.
say couch. She gave me the guest room, so that's a lie. Guest room.
But a deviation
But
from
I was
your
definitely
life.
not, yeah. And then, you know, there was all the threats of like losing my daughter because I didn't have my own home. It was just a nightmare time in my life.
Oh my
And then
God.
he posted all of these videos like taking down my family name, my sign, you know, like ripping my face off the walls because we had all of these like cool art photos everywhere that were like
So that's why it's
wheat
renamed.
pasted.
That's why it's a different name.
So, no, it's a different name because it was basically a fuck you to all the men in my life
Yeah.
that thought they could do better than me, which was my dad first and then my ex-husband next.
Let me ask you this question. So in that, when you're going through that, like what keeps you going? Like what are you focused on in the, because that's brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's not easy.
No, it was
And
brutal.
so what keeps you moving forward?
That's a really good question.
Like mentally,
I don't
you
think
know what I
anybody's
mean?
ever asked me that.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, that's what it's about. I think entrepreneurship, it'll test you in every way. I think you'll feel every emotion. And sometimes getting to the next level in business or professionally means like ridding yourself personally of things. And
I think I've
that's
been
hard.
fighting for survival since I was 5 years old. So I feel very like safe in a really unsafe environment. I've had a lot of friends tell me that.
You
Like
do
you're really
well.
good in chaos. You're really good in like really intense situations. You come in and help others. Like during the fires, like I went in and I just started making pizzas for all the firefighters. And my little pink pizza truck, I flagged down a firefighter. I was like the first one to get down there and I followed them onto PCH. And I posted a video of it because these guys, they were covered in soot. They had no food in the beginning.
Yeah.
They were like thanking me, and I had the phone like this. And that post had like 3 million views in like just a few hours. And then they were flooded with food. And then like the little pink pizza truck was the only thing allowed on like while there was flames on the side of me every which way. And like the firefighters personally still come into my restaurants now and thank me. They're all like, just like what you did was insane. I think I might have made and donated like upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 pizzas that I donated during that time in my tiny little pizza shop in Venice.
That's crazy.
Because I only had Venice at the time. And
Yeah.
yeah. So I just, when shit goes down, I'm right
You're
in the
at your
thick of it.
best.
Yeah.
You're at your best.
Yeah.
It's the anxiety that you do the best in.
Weird. I know. I don't know what to do with myself in like a calm state. I gotta
I'm kind
figure
of
that out.
similar in that way.
Really?
Yeah. And I think I went to therapy and my therapist was like, he's like, the good news is you developed a pro-social behavior through the anxiety. Like instead of trying to get mad at or revenge or whatever it might be,
Yeah.
you just choose to like build for the community.
Yeah.
And do something good with it.
Yeah.
That's the good news.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. But yeah, okay. So just tough. That's good. That's amazing. I mean, that's a good story.
Thanks.
That's crazy. And did it change your business?
Completely.
Those days were crazy.
Those days were insane. And that's why and it's a really crazy story because my brother was working for me and he actually quit that day. It was a really weird day where I had to tell my staff, I was like, listen, I trust that you guys, I'm totally okay with it if you don't want to be here right now. It's a scary time. I said, but I'm going to people need to eat. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to cook. Whoever wants to stay. Whoever wants to go can go. And I lost some people and they kind of like threatened me and like made me seem like I was doing something wrong. But it ended up being one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. We ended up taking that pizza truck all over Altadena, all over the Palisades, all over Malibu, over and over and over and over again throughout that entire time. And you know what? It kept me sane. You know, we lost the house I grew up in Malibu.
Jeez.
We lost my dad's house. We lost our sanity. We were, evacuated with 3 little kids for weeks and weeks. And that just kept me sane, helping other people.
Yeah, how could it not?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just watching.
Yeah.
Which is way worse.
Which I could not do. I had so many friends be like, let's get out of here. Let's go up to,
Totally.
wherever and just like get away. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'm just not one of those people.
Yeah.
I can't sit there while the fucking town I grew up in burns down.
I was in Thailand while it was happening and I was watching on the news and I was like, is the news exaggerating this? And then I was calling my mom and and it was so sad. I mean, so crazy.
House I just got married in burnt down. It was the most beautiful house ever in the Palisades. My friend Leah's house.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This guy we interviewed yesterday, he had a 3-year renovation. It ended on January 6th.
No.
Like they had the mom in town to celebrate the new home.
Oh no.
And on the 7th, it was gone.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
It's great. I mean, just, yeah. No, it's certainly heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you recover from this. You helped. That's an incredible moment. And then what happens?
I will say, like, my faith in LA was definitely restored. Like the way that people came together and like hooked each other up and made sure, like now, like people are very loyal to Pizza Girl. There was a lot of companies that saw what I had done and started doing it. And you could tell.
You can tell. You can always tell. You can always tell.
Some you can tell, yeah. And some were genuine, out there every day, like hustling. And I think that there's a really beautiful loyalty. Like even when I got my coffee this morning, the woman at the counter was just saying thank you. And it was just such a cool thing to have recognition for helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
pretty
all I want to
powerful.
be known for. Yeah. Great pizza and helping whoever I can.
I'll just say this. Sometimes when I do these real estate development projects, I think the thing people always say like, oh, after you're done with it, you just seem like you don't care anymore. And I always tell them like, it's like art. And once you give it to the community, it's theirs.
Yeah.
But the thing that sticks with me is the thank yous. Like, let's say someone works there and the mom comes up to me and is like, before this wasn't even a place for an opportunity of a job to exist. And now my daughter's been working. And those are the things that where it connects different.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you didn't see that coming, but that's what it's all about in some way. You've
Right?
helped somebody.
Exactly.
You've created a spark in someone or just a seed of like, oh, Diego, he looks like me. For you, probably the same thing. Oh, I'm a girl too. Can I do pizzas? So I can do a business. What should mine be? Right?
Yep.
And I think that's so powerful. Whether people want to, like whatever they do with the seed is up to them. But I think giving it to them is the payoff.
I love taking meetings with young entrepreneurs now. I feel like I'm still a
Do you
young
scare them?
entrepreneur, but
What do you, like, how do you, because that sigh is it, right? Because you know
here's
the game.
thing.
Like,
Here's
you
the
know.
thing. I do because people scared me and I said, nope.
You didn't care.
And if you don't have that little like thing off in your brain, you're not going to make it. And that's okay. It's not for you. You have to be a little insane.
Yeah.
And you have to say yes when they all say no.
Yeah.
All of them. Like the amount of no's I got, the amount of no's, you would think that I'm mentally ill for continuing to go.
Yeah, maybe we are.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
and
we
that's
are.
why it's going to work because you have to be delusional. You do.
Yeah, I think everyone who's raised capital at any scale,
Yeah.
whenever I ask them, like, what's the thing? They're like, I'm like, let me see your deck. They're like, it's not the deck, it's the delusion. Just go to the gas station every day and just pump it full of delusion
Yeah.
and just get on the road.
Go.
And I'm like, that's it. Honestly, that's all it takes.
My biggest thing is I'm really good at selling the concept, right? That's a gift of mine. But you really have to back it up. Once you have investors, and that's the thing, like, once you have them, you don't keep them happy unless you're hitting targets and like performing. And that's really scary, and something that everybody needs to be. It's not just like you raise money and you're good, you know?
Yeah,
like I have friends who've raised a lot of money and who are out of business right now.
Yeah.
A lot of money. There was this girl, she had a milk brand at Erewhon. I was the demo queen. I personally, the reason the sauce business is still happening today is because I stood in supermarkets to the point where I got an SUV that I could sleep in, wrapped it. Mind you, now I only have my child every other week. So the other week, while I'm, crying myself to sleep, I decided to get to work, right? So I wrapped it in Pizza Girl wrapping, and I drove across the fucking country, and I did demos in supermarkets for my sauce for 4 years straight. Literally standing there myself, the Pizza Girl, telling everyone the story. Try it. Once you get it in your mouth, you're going to fucking love it. And they all did. And it slowly started to work and stay on the shelves. And then this girl comes up to me and she's like, very confident. And I'm in Erewhon just a couple years ago, Yeah. That's how quick things can change.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, this is cute. I used to do this. And I'm like, you used to demo? And she's like, yeah, my product's here in Erewhon, da-da-da. And I was like, wow, that's great. I was like, you must be doing so well if you don't have to do this anymore. And she goes, babe, no, like I got a raise. Like if I don't raise soon, like I'm out of business. And I go, then why aren't you here doing this? Oof. And she was like, I mean, listen, like I have offices and I have this. And I started asking her, I asked all these people that lose all their money. I'm like, what did you spend it on?
Yeah.
Like why do you feel like you're allowed to have an office and billboards when you don't have revenue and sales and a decent margin and your shit organized? Like, why do you feel that way? It's wild. This other drink company wants to put their drinks in my shops, and I'm talking to them and they're like, yeah, we had 3 million, blew it all in a year. 3 million in a year on a drink? That's ridiculous. And now they're at ground one again. So it's like, if you're not willing to do the hard work, unless you got $30 million from an angel investor.
It is shocking, like the amount of like just in-store demos are everything. Like
it's the only way.
For a million reasons. One, feedback.
And you also can't hire other people to do it.
It's great. Yeah. Like the marketing of it's the best. Like people are already in the store. Like it's a crazy thing to me. They're already shopping.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is say, try it. They're going to like it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it's called marketing either way.
I always stop for demo people now.
Same. Yeah, no, it's the best. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love chatting with them and trying to get their story. Like, oh, why'd you do it? Do you work? Are you the owner? Are you not? Okay, cool. And, it's the best when it's like a family. Like, oh, my mom's business or something. Those are the best stories. Those are the stories that I like the most.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but the feedback is key. And so even if you don't want to be in demos for the sake of like putting yourself out there, you should be doing it for the pure reason of feedback. Like that's the market feedback you get doing that is invaluable.
Not only did I do it, but I made a bajillion videos of me doing it. And
Smart.
Me setting up the table, me doing everything all the time. And
Smart.
People were really shocked by how hard I worked and still work.
How does it make you feel that people are shocked by that? Do you think it's just people just don't know? Like they don't have an awareness around what it takes? Or do you think...
They don't have an awareness of what it takes because even one of my friends, and mind you, he's a child of, he's very rich, so he's very out of touch with having to do a lot of things. And not every rich kid is like that, but this one specifically is. And he said to me, he's like, man, I thought you were really struggling. He was like, how are you like able to, like he had like a brand, like a shirt company or something for a while and it didn't work. And they have a ton of money. And he was like, I don't understand. I thought you were really struggling. I go, that's the startup. Like you're supposed to struggle. Like that's the beginning. Like it doesn't mean I wasn't doing well. It means this is what you have to do. But people see me in the supermarkets and they assume I'm not doing well.
She's poor.
She has to be in there.
Her.
It's a crazy mindset. There's no work ethic. It's really weird. I got my work ethic from working in the shops with my dad as a kid.
Yeah, you saw hard work.
I saw hard work and I did hard work. Yeah. Because I was, had a single parent, he had to take us to catering jobs. So I am literally in Pizza Kid shirts. Yeah. He would put us in these shirts that said Pizza Kid on the set of 90210. I'm like feeding Jason Priestley on a school night.
That's
like
funny.
Falling asleep in class. And it's like, but I really it's almost like muscle memory
Yeah.
that people don't have these days. I'm like, when I'm in my shop, when I'm anywhere, just because I'm the owner, I remember someone being like, you're the owner. Like, you don't need to do this. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, when I'm at a friend's house, like, I want to clean up and do shit. And like, I don't know. It's just part of me.
No, I think that's smart. I mean, that's how it has to be. I remember, like, for me, my mom's single parent also, and like she would clean houses, and I'd watch her clean the house while I would like watch Care Bears or do homework or something.
Yeah.
And like, there was a part of me that at one time felt bad about that,
And wanted to
and
help.
then it just like changed for me. I was like, thank God I got a window into real hard work and sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because if I hadn't seen it, I don't know that when it gets hard, I don't have a reference point otherwise.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so there's a beauty to it, to the pain or whatever. Now I just think it's a gift. I'm like, that's amazing.
It's a gift.
And I'm
Such
sad
a
people
gift.
don't get to see that, or a lot of parents probably shelter their kids from it a little bit.
A lot of my
don't know.
friends who have had it, and I'm not even going to say had it easy because they don't really have it easy. It's just that they've been given the gift of money, right?
Yeah.
But they say to me constantly, like, they're like, you can do it. Like, you got this. Like, like, if anybody can do it, it's you, you know? Like, and that's a cool feeling.
Yeah. It's like a superpower.
Yeah.
How big do you want to take the company or the brand?
Very big.
Okay. Where is it today?
Okay, so I do have ADD and I do have this problem where I create too many opportunities. And then that's hard because with not a lot
That's
of
hard.
bandwidth.
Yeah.
And people get really angry at you for continuing to go and go when, you know, you're pulling focus from here. You know, you start this and then you get bored and you're doing this, right? So for me, that was an issue that I'm working through in therapy now. But now it honestly, truly has worked out where they all work together. And now my investors, literally as of like 2 days ago, were like, you're right. If we didn't have the supermarket sauce channel, we never would have done the direct-to-consumer play with the ovens. So the sauce channel and the margins in sauce is disgusting, right? You work your ass off. There's no margin. The supermarkets take everything.
Yeah.
And unless you have millions upfront invested, you're not
Totally.
like those people that just lost the 3 million. It's because they just took the bad advice from their brokers. They opened up every single shelf in America with no marketing, and immediately they're falling off shelves because they have no velocity, right?
Yeah.
And they're losing all of that money. With us, we pulled back. We're doing the slow game in the supermarkets because we see how expensive it is, but don't lose them, right? But don't go into stores that you don't need to be in right now, right? I'm staying in my Whole Foods, my Erewhons, the stores that really care about organic ingredients, great branding, delicious products, you know, like they don't want a $2 jar of sauce, you
Yeah,
know?
yep.
And you need to know your demographic, right? But then because of the margin, we're like, we need a product with margin. So we developed the ovens. In Australia, every other house has one of these at-home ovens. Here, it's like you have to be a rich person with a giant oven in your backyard to show off, and you have no fucking clue how to use it.
Can you
right?
explain the oven?
Yeah.
What
so
is
the
it?
Pizza Girl Pizza Grill.
Pizza Girl, Pizza Grill.
Pizza Girl Pizza Grill.
Okay.
Basically, it is the cutest little tabletop thing. It comes in pink, white, and soon to be this beautiful mint green.
Okay. How big is
And
it, roughly?
It's about this
Like
big.
2 feet.
It
Okay,
fits
foot and
about
a half.
like a 10 to 11 inch pizza.
Okay.
It cooks a pizza from dough to finish in 7 minutes.
And it's electric.
It's electric. You
Okay.
just plug it in.
How tall is it? Okay.
Tiny.
Like a
It's
foot.
amazing.
Okay.
You can see it at pizzagirl.com. It is an incredible, incredible oven. Like I use these for catering jobs. Like I used this for this massive job at the Santa Monica Pier, 1,500 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And these things power. It's incredible. So then we had the direct-to-consumer channel, right? Supermarket channel, direct-to-consumer channel with the ovens. Ovens are doing really well. We're selling truckloads. It's great.
Wow. How much is the oven?
The oven is only $200, $199,
Okay.
comparatively to like unis and other things that are like $400 to $800.
Totally.
Also a lot of work. The amount of people that are posting videos throwing those ovens out and using their pizza.
They are a lot
like
of work.
literally my friend who has one of the craziest billionaire, he's a billionaire, right? I went to his house. He wanted to make pizza. Pizza Girl, make pizza. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this oven, what am I going to do with this ridiculous oven? He couldn't get it to work. So I flew in, you know, just a term, like had a couple ovens.
Send the chopper.
Sent the chopper.
Pizza Girl's coming.
Pizza Girl's coming. So we throw in a couple pink and white ovens. He now literally, his mom bought one. He literally sends me videos every day using them with his kids. Like, he's obsessed with the fucking cute little countertop oven when he has a built-in
I can't wait to get one.
pizziola oven in his backyard. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically for me, that was also another fuck you to that industry, because what about moms in apartments? What about people that want to make pizza that don't have, you know, all this extra money and time
space.
and backyards?
Right.
You know, so it was like, let's make something for everyone that also works great.
Yeah.
So then we have those two channels.
Yeah.
And then I fell into brick and mortar, back into brick and mortar. I knew I had to. It legitimizes the whole thing.
Yeah, in some way that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But now my final pivot
Okay.
is basically providing now you have the printer, right? You have your oven. And
Get the ink.
now I need to provide the ink.
Yeah.
So the ink is coming.
As like a
And
subscription model type service?
It's a subscription model. So everybody who ever
Sick.
got an oven is now going to have the best pizza you've ever had pulled right out of your freezer and
I can't wait.
fits perfectly, cooks in 5 minutes, and it tastes exactly like it does at our restaurant. And
I
there's-
honestly can't wait. That sounds amazing.
It's incredible. But now all the things come together. Listen,
But did you know that at the beginning? Or did you just have like this
Nope.
rough idea like, no?
we did not know that this
Okay.
would be like the full picture. I just knew that I had to keep going.
Yeah.
And everybody thought I was insane, to be honest. I mean, the fights within my company have been next level, almost over maybe at least 6 times. But I got to tell you now, we just had a lunch yesterday and we literally said, it's all come together because we did all the channels. Because now that you can get the oven, you can get the sauce. We have a way into the supermarkets once the frozen pizza's ready for that.
Yeah.
We have it
Wow.
all laid out. We have distribution for the supermarkets. We have distribution for direct to consumer. We have distribution for, and now our brick and mortars are where we're making everything right now.
How will you launch the oven? Like, will you do, so I have a friend who is like, he's a big producer. And so sometimes what he'll do is create a product.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do a cooking show on it. They'll invite some celebrities to like cook with this thing
Yeah.
and a chef, of course. And then
We did
they'll-
that.
You did that?
Yeah, I went
Okay.
to Kelly Osbourne's house. I went to the Foster's house. I went to, you know, all these different people's houses. I brought my ovens and the pizza dough, and we all had fun and did a ton of content.
Sick.
And it sold a lot of ovens.
That's got to feel good, no?
It feels great. Yeah, it feels great. I've never paid a single influencer. It's just people think it's fun. It's great. They love the brand, and they're like, come over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so funny. That's amazing. Like when I think about the sports bar,
yeah.
it's like I think about it like what a sports bar would pay for one of the endorsements that we have. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And to some extent, it like saves us a ton of money on the marketing side,
Huge.
which, I mean, if you have $3 million, like some of these companies, you'll easily spend it
On
because in
marketing.
some way it gives you this cool factor that may be of value, but usually it doesn't convert because
doesn't
your
convert.
product, people still have to like the product
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
yeah. It's true.
It comes down to everything. Yeah, the product is everything.
You have to put every dollar into, which took me a while to learn. Like, everybody can think you're cool. You can spend all this money on marketing and you will get 0 sales.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to spend every dollar in whatever's going to return money immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people, I myself had a hard time grasping that.
I hate asking this question, but like, what's next? Like, where do you see this? Just continue to basically flood these 4 distribution channels and
Yeah, flood
Get
the 4
the most
distribution-
out of it,
Get
yeah.
the most out of it, but also, like, the frozen pizzas is going to just take over.
change the game.
Yeah, it's going to change the game.
When do you think that'll be ready?
So we've been testing it all right now,
Yeah.
and it's been amazing. We've launched them in secret ways right already, which
Sure.
is very exciting.
Okay.
The feedback is next level.
I can't wait.
It's next level, and my branding is in hotels all over the place right now,
Yeah.
where people are carrying Pizza Girl. And
Coming soon to the pawn
also,
shop.
when you think about it, it takes me back to what was going on with the restaurants, right? So which is why I worry for you. No,
Thank you.
because listen,
Join the club
it's
of worrying
expensive,
for me.
but you own the building, so maybe you don't have rent. I don't know.
We have rent.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
We won't have the debt that most new restaurants incur to just get off the ground. We'll basically have a turnkey sports bar. We'll have to buy like plates and food.
You don't have to buy plates and food.
No, we do have to buy. The simple stuff. The chairs will be there. The furniture is there. The tables are there.
Wow.
The bar's there. So it's really just like stuff to sell.
Oh, amazing.
And then like uniforms for the staff and the staff, of course. But it's not, it's not like
it's not a
second gen restaurant that they'd have to spend $1 million in to make it look their way or change some of the items out.
Yeah.
It's simpler. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we have a little bit of a head start.
Yeah. I had a vision of having Pizza Girl pizza windows all over the place, right? And my vision was smart because it was small windows with low overhead, low staffing, a good margin product, and all of that. So that's basically what I did in Venice. It's a pizza window. It's very tiny. I have 2 employees at a time. It's fantastic. And I just realized that's just a really long, hard road, managing staff forever, managing, you have huge salaries for managers and HR and everything that comes with that. So for me, it was really like, let me come up with a solution that is going to service all of these hotels. So at the end of the day, the hotel that I'm in, the Irwin, the property managers are called Springboard. They have tons of hotels, right? They loved what we did there, that they asked us to go in all their hotels. And then I was excited. I was like, great, we're going to do all these hotels. And then the ownership called Pebblebrook has so many hotels, and they want us in all their hotels. I'm talking like at least 50 hotels I could be in within a year, right?
Wow.
But my new concept, I pitched on the spot. I asked the owner of the hotel if I could sneak in on a meeting at his hotel next door. He was like, sure, why do you want to come? Okay. I sat in on the meeting. I listened to what they were struggling with, what they needed, and I immediately came up with a solution for them that is, now I'm not paying rent. Right. I'm not paying staff.
Right.
They're using my branding all over the hotel, and they have my incredible product. And now I can input that in hotels, everywhere. Office buildings, all over the world.
So
I get a refrigerated freezer truck. I get delivery drivers, and I get a freezer storage space that we produce things in.
So smart.
Thank you.
Scalable. Much easier.
Don't copy me.
Lower lift. I'm not.
Lower lift. Major lower lift.
The Pizza Boy launching.
Here we go. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually turned down a location that they wanted to pay for everything, the whole build out recently.
Why did you turn it down?
I turned it down because I want to focus on this.
Smart.
Yeah, I have to start turning. It was hard for me. I almost said yes. I literally was so close to saying yes. They wanted to pay for everything. They just wanted Pizza Girl in their building, and I turned it down. But then the guy went behind my back and called my brother and was like, hey, what do you think of Pizza Boy?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, wow. My brother was very loyal. He was like, I got to tell you this. This is fucking hilarious. He was
That's
like, he asked him, what do you think of Pizza Boy? Because he knows my product and how to do it. And
Let's wrap on this. What would yourself today tell the person when you were in that guest room?
Oh, God. So crazy. I actually just got the chills. Just keep going. It's going to be okay. Man, there were so many days where if I didn't have a child, I don't know if I would even be alive today. Seriously.
Yeah.
She's the reason that you keep going. I think have kids. Have kids because they make you have like such a purpose in life to like keep going. I remember I had an investor tell me, you know why you're going to make it? And I was like, why? And he was like, because your back's against the wall. You have no fucking choice.
Yeah.
And it's the truth.
Caroline, I love it. Thanks for coming on the pod. Amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, share with your friends, your family, or anyone you might think might benefit from the conversation we've had today. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. We'd greatly appreciate it. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more people who can benefit from our discussions. The best way to stay connected with us and get the latest updates on future episodes is through our social media channels. You can find us at Startup Storefront. We'll be back next Tuesday with another great episode. See you then.